Hi guys, welcome to another bookish adventure. It is Friday, actually I think it's Friday the 13th, because there's a really good chance it's Friday the 13th today. Dear Lord. So I had wanted to sort of catch up with you guys and start the vlog like I normally would on either Wednesday or Thursday, but I have been so busy. So obviously Wednesdays, you know, I went in the hairdressers and you can probably see the top of my head. My hair got dyed red and I'm so happy about it. I would have it down, but it is Friday, so it is my day off, so it is bun high, and yeah, you will see it at some point, I promise. And then yesterday I met up with my friend and we had dinner, and I had to run out and go vote. Got soaked in the rain, and also got my nails done, which was very nice. Haven't had that done in a while. I'm also red to patch my hair. Yeah, I feel like I had loads I needed to tell you, but I can't actually remember anything. It's just more, I think I just hadn't had the chance to sort of really just sit down and be like, hello, and actually start this. So I'm so glad. I say I'm so glad I went to the hairdressers. Well, for two reasons. My hair looks banging, and also I got through so much of Uprooted. I'm so happy. I really powered through it. She was running slightly behind, which did not matter to me. I was like, I will sit here and read. So that was wonderful. I believe I am well over 60%. I think I'm coming up to 70 now, I'd say. Yeah. I have mixed feelings. I feel like it's finally going somewhere, and it's finally like the story's getting somewhere. I think, yeah, it's definitely not what I thought it would be, so I'm now trying to enjoy it in a different way. But more importantly, I'm doing something really awesome. I am starting my very first audiobook. I have been thinking about this on and off for so long now, and I just kind of thought, you know what, we're gonna do it. I did it with Audible because I just kind of was going through that and Scribed, and I was looking at like sort of like what they had, and yeah, it's just, although Scribed it's unlimited, you can have as many as you want in a month, the choice is really quite limited, especially for what I want to read. So what I basically did, I would just search on both websites books like coming up that I want to read, books that I've already read, and just to see what was available in both libraries. So yes, with Amazon you do only get to have one a month, but to be honest, that suits me fine. I will still have the book that I read at work, and then I will have an alternate book that I will read at home, so that is fine. That I think is really all I need. So yeah, the first 30 days are free, and then at the time when I joined, I think they were doing a deal, so you got the next 3 or 4 months for half price, so why not? I'm really excited. So I will be starting my second book of the month, which will be The Toy Maker, or Toy Makers. I always call it The Toy Maker, but it's The Toy Makers, my bad, by Robert Dinsdale. So I'm really excited to do this. I feel like subconsciously listening to the I Wrote a Porno podcast, I think has really sort of just been helping me get into the zone to listen to them, because I've always been worried that I wouldn't be able to listen to an audiobook because I wouldn't be able to like keep the concentration. My mind wanders. Like when I read, I listen to TV or have music playing, my mind is always constantly going. So I think I was always worried that I would miss stuff, but it's all good. I'm so happy. I feel like, yeah, listening to the My Dad Wrote a Porno podcast has actually sort of like been training my brain slowly to do this. So yeah, it's Friday. Gavin is on his way. We're gonna quickly pop out. I'm gonna get a couple of Christmas presents that I need to get really quickly. One for my mum, and then I might try and also grab my dad a bottle of scotch actually whilst we are out. Yeah, I thought I would just check in really quick. It is Saturday the 14th, and I have literally just finished filming Monday's video, which will be books that I read I wish in 2019. So I thought I would properly talk to you and not be rushed here, although semi-rushing, because I have my Christmas party tonight. Not 100% on what I'm gonna wear, and I'm meeting my friend at 5:35 of her train, and it is currently 3:45. So not much time to shower and figure out an outfit. So if I'm honest, Uprooted is not ticking my boxes. I'm feeling a little bit let down. I had thought it would be better than it is. I think it's just taken quite a while to get anything really happening, I think. But now that stuff is happening and we're out of the forest and shit is going down, it has become a lot more interesting, and now I'm like, okay. I think it's just quite hard because she's quite a naive character, and I guess I've been so used to reading books where people have been really strong-willed, or I read a lot of, obviously, you know, Chosen One type of thing, or like in Rebel of the Sands, she ends up joining this rebellion, and you know, she isn't like key to it, but you know, she's part of the main plot. So I think I've been used to reading a lot of books like that, where although they may not be, you know, the chosen one, they become central to it. They still have common sense, they are still quite headstrong, so it's quite hard. I guess I have to keep remembering she has grown up in this village, away from the city, away from, you know, how people act at court and the games that they play, and she is just very naive, and it's really quite hard for me to push past the general annoyance of that. But it is getting better. But yeah, I think I expected a bit more from it. But more excitingly, I've started my first audiobook. I started The Toy Makers, and I'm really excited. I also love the fact that this book kind of looks like a snow globe. Yeah, I'm really like, why have I not done an audiobook sooner? Probably because of money. I've always thought, can I really justify this? Well, I'm gonna figure out a way to justify it. It is really nice getting ready in the mornings. It is really nice just listening to a book. I did change the speed of it today because I just wanted to see, you know, what it would be like, because obviously they read in a certain way, and obviously in this book, you know, it's set in like the early 1900s. There's a chapter literally that has the date in it, 1906. Yeah, so it's very early. So the person who reads it, I love her. She's very posh, and she's one of these people, she always gets cast in period dramas because she just has the perfect face for it. I will figure out her name and put it somewhere. It's also spoken in the way that they would talk back then, much more slower, more eloquent, far posher, you know, fancy. And so I sped it up a little bit, and I was like, oh god, no, that sounds quite wrong. So I've like dialed it back a little bit, so it's a little bit faster, but it doesn't seem wrong. But it's really nice. I'm really enjoying doing it. I wish I had done it sooner. I am an idiot, I'm happy to say it. I think I always knew I would enjoy it, but it was finding the right time for me to listen to it, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think I could do it, say if I was like on the train to Brighton or to London, my attention would drop. I know it would. And the same with when I walk to and from work. In the mornings, I like listening to music when I walk. It's very nice. It's very just therapeutic for me, especially on the way back when there's traffic. I definitely dip in and out of thoughts. I probably listen to music less. I'm trying to keep an eye on traffic, whereas in the morning when I walk to work, there is like no traffic around and I can just hear it. And it's also like a mini karaoke session for myself. So it was definitely trying to find the right time for me to listen to it, and also thinking, could I listen to it without my attention dropping? Like, I wish I could listen to it to the gym, but I need to listen to music at the gym. It helps me get in the zone. When I'm on like the cross trainer, you know, it's great having, so I have it on shuffle, I have the different rhythms of the song, so I'll go faster, slower, sometimes just full out all the time, and I'm cursing my life. So it was definitely trying to find when would be the right time for me to listen to an audiobook. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I will probably listen to it most mornings. Previously, I've been watching stuff on YouTube or watching stuff on BookTube, so I will try and just do a mix of that. I will definitely still be reading books. I didn't want this to replace books that I was reading. Thursday night is my usual slot of when I'm literally doing nothing. I come home, I binge watch a bit of TV, and then I have an hour and a half or so where I read before dinner, whereas every other night is pretty much like planned. So I don't get a lot of spare time to read, so it was always just going to be to help me along, because I miss reading a second book. I used to do it all the time. I used to have a book at work that I left and then a book at home, and it was when, I don't know, just somehow I just had less routine. Just somehow before I had the free time to do it, whereas somehow I don't know, I've lost that. And also, you know, I want to get more into going back to the cinema as well, so listening to it in the morning is just, I have like a perfect sort of half an hour, 40 minutes where I can just listen to it, and it's really great. So far I think I'm about 3 chapters in. I was looking at sort of how big like the chapter sort of sizes were varying. One of them is an hour and 20. I yet to find it in the book, but I was like, what in the name of hell? So I started on Thursday, and today is Saturday. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm currently in chapter 4. Oh, I have 7 minutes remaining of chapter 4. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It is really nice. I am looking forward to, you know, listening to ones that have sort of like, they do ones that, you know, have like proper casts to them. I really look forward actually to reading the Stephen Fry book, Heroes, because I mean, he narrated the first ones. I'm assuming he's going to narrate that one as well, so I'm already like, oh, I can't wait to listen to this book and to listen to this book. I need to stop now because I need to go get ready, basically. I have no time. Seriously, wish me luck for tonight, because oh god, it's like all paid for, and we at least get 3 free drinks, and we'll probably have a drink with dinner, so we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully we will not have a night like a couple of weeks ago when I was just throwing up everywhere. Hey, so I thought I would check in one last time because I actually properly want to talk about The Toy Maker. So obviously I've talked about it a little bit, but it has been more talking about sort of my audiobook experience with it. I actually wanted to talk about the book. So The Toy Maker is set in a children's toy emporium in London. So it is run by Papa Jack and his two sons, Casper and Emil, and it is kind of a race, not a race between the two of them, but they're both trying to compete against one another to create the best toy, something that can rival what their father that can make, encapsulate that magic that their father's toys have, so that they will one day own the emporium. Casper and Emil are very two different people. Casper, you know, he is the guy who will always get the girl. He will always be the victor no matter what it is, making the toys, just all of that. Whereas Emil is, yeah, bless him, it's quite sad because he still has quite childish ways about him, but I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that Casper, just no matter what, is always just slightly better than him, and you know, he has a love for the toys in a different way. It does almost feel like, yeah, Casper and him just have, yeah, two different kind of ways of looking at the shop and the toys and the experience. So our book follows Kathy, who finds herself in a very difficult position. She finds herself pregnant out of wedlock, because this book is set in the early 1900s, so it starts off in 1906, and it starts with her and her mother. She's been taken to this place where basically she will sell her child. I didn't know this was legal. I guess it's like an adoption agency, not 100% really, and it starts with that, and you can see the real kind of just how awful it was back then if you did get pregnant out of wedlock, because everything's been stripped from her room, any of her precious belongings, her books, her toys, gone, because she is literally, yeah, she's 15, 16. Yeah, her parents just, they've really just turned from her. Her sister still loves her, but it's very sad. And then one day her sister, she smuggles up a book to her, The Gulliver's Travels, in a newspaper, and in the newspaper there is this advertisement: help wanted, are you lost, are you afraid, are you a child at heart, so are we. The emporium opens with the first frost of winter, sales and stock taking, no experience required, bed and board included. Apply in person at London's premier merchant of toys and childhood paraphernalia, Papa Jack's Emporium, Iron Duke Mews, London. So this advertisement appears in this newspaper, and Kathy decides, I'm going to London, and so she turns up at this toy shop, and yeah, so there are various other people who work there, people who have worked there for years upon years, been there pretty much like since the dawn of time. At the point where I am now, Kathy has realised that once the emporium closes, they all leave. You don't get to stay, you don't get to help, like you leave and then you come back for the winter. So she now has this impending dread of, oh, I now have to find somewhere to live. I really like this book so far. The way it's told is really lovely. I've only been able to read it once so far. I've just been listening to the audiobook when I get ready, but the way it's told, and when I read it, it felt really nicely. I'm gonna get a proper chance to read it properly on Thursday, tomorrow, today, technically when this video is up. So yeah, it will be nice to actually be able to sit and read it and get a feel for what it's like, but audiobook wise, really enjoying it. But I like the storytelling of it. It is really magical, it is really wonderful, it's really descriptive, because this emporium, it really reminds me of the night circus. This emporium is just amazing. It's filled with all these wonderful, amazing toys, you know, soldiers that actually fight, pipe cleaner birds that take roost and nest in your house, boxes where when you drop them on the floor they break open, they're spring loaded with like paper Christmas trees. It is just so wonderful, and yeah, these boys are trying to encapsulate that ideal of Christmas as a child, that even is something that a parent would want, but they are trying to create toys that they can show their dad, and he won't make any changes to it because he just has this gift. So yeah, it's so beautifully descriptive and it's amazing, and they are obviously very passionate about the toy making, but it definitely comes from two different sort of perspectives. But yeah, Emil needs to grow up a little bit and be a little less kid-like. He's so ready to start throwing a tantrum. It's quite sad because obviously they were at one point so close, and now they're at that age of, oh, rivalry, they're being pitted against each other. I'm really looking forward to continuing this and then reading this over Christmas, because it's just going to be such a nice little read. Really, I'm glad that I left this for like the very end. I left this for December because I did think, oh, actually, you know what, I could read this at the start of January, that nice winter feeling. Uprooted wise, I'm so close to finish. I'm literally around 90%. I've got a couple of pages left, so I will finish that on my lunch break, and then I will give my proper thoughts in next week's vlog. Don't know when I'm gonna do that, because obviously next Thursday will be Boxing Day, so I think I'll probably upload for Friday morning instead of Thursday morning, but I will get it all edited after work on Christmas Eve, so it will probably be a bit shorter. We'll see. I'm off now. I need to go buy a bottle of scotch for my dad because he's turning up at some point. I don't really know. It's all a bit not sure really, but but Christmas is literally a week away today. This time next week, I intend to be constantly eating, drinking, watching TV, but constantly eating most importantly. I hope you have a really good weekend, and I really hope you have a wonderful Christmas, whether you celebrate it or not. I hope you get some time off. I hope people aren't bastards to you if you work in retail, because seriously, my life is sucking right now. And yeah, I hope you just have a great day. Eat food, drink lots, and be merry. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and show me your thumbs. If you're new, hello, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Here, have a new Christmas present, me, every week. Actually, that's a terrible Christmas present, but subscribe anyway. As always, sound off in the comments, and I will see you next Monday, which will be with, I don't know, we'll see. I have a video idea, but apparently I've already forgotten it. I'll see you next week.